Hello and welcome to HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. Today we've got a great show ahead of us as we get to meet the new principal of Tarrant Middle School, Miss Carla Montgomery. So welcome to HCS Connects.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you here. You're not new to Hampton City Schools by any means, but new to that principalship this year. So we decided we wanted to bring you in and get to know Miss Carla Montgomery a little bit more. So tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Carla Montgomery, new principal at Tarrant Middle School. This is my 20th year in education, so super excited about perfect time for transition at the start of the 20th year. So super excited to be principal at Tarrant. I have been in Hampton for 19 of those 20 years.
As Dr. Haynes would say, the smartest decision you made in your life.
Yes, it was. It was. And there's been so many great things that have happened since being here in Hampton City Schools.
Excellent. So where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Newport News, right down the street, Newport News native.
Very cool. And then from Newport News, you're a graduate of Newport News City Public Schools?
Yes, I graduated from Heritage High School.
And then where did you go from there in regards to, your secondary education?
So went on up 64 to VCU, go Rams, where I majored in biology, pre-med at VCU.
So what then made you become a teacher?
So got to that senior year, trying to figure out, as most people are transitioning from undergrad to graduate, what do I really want to do? Is medicine where I want to go? Do I want to do those long hours, more years in this field? And so went home, came back home, and really had to make some decisions. And so spoke with my parents, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to look at something else. Had podiatry school on the table.
Oh, wow.
And then I said, do I really want to work with feet for the rest of my life? So made some decisions and applied to be a teacher in the districts that surrounded Newport News. So Newport News, Hampton, and Isle of Wight.
Okay.
And so I got my first teaching position as a 6th grade science teacher at Smithfield Middle School in Isle of Wight County.
Well, we have something in common. I have taught 6th grade science.
Wow.
As well as math and English. So I started out 24 years ago.
Okay.
As a teacher and then an administrator before going on to PR marketing. But 6th grade was my heart. And I was 6th grade assistant principal too. So I understand that 6th grade mentality.
Yes, ma'am.
So 6th grade, and then you came over to Hampton, and where were you in Hampton?
So when I came over to Hampton, started at Lindsay, 7th grade life science teacher.
Bless you.
Yes.
7th grade's the middle of the middle.
I loved 7th grade because it was the middle. And then I was a biology major, so I could connect to the life science, so the genetics and all of the fun part of science.
Okay. And then from Lindsay, where did you go from there?
So stayed at Lindsay, and moving from teacher to behavior specialist. So I was behavior specialist there for 6 years. And then I had the opportunity to become assistant principal at Lindsay. So stayed there, was assistant principal at Lindsay for 5 years. And then I transitioned to Sims Middle School.
And then how long were you at Sims as an assistant principal?
I was at Sims for 4 years as an assistant principal.
All right, so now on to Tarrant.
Now at Tarrant.
So before we get into everything going on at Tarrant, you said you had that pre-med background. Does your school nurse know that?
No, she does not.
Now she does. When she needs a little bit of backup or some help.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about Tarrant. You've been there now as principal since July 1, but we're about a month into school now. So you've been able to have that planning period in the summer, brought back your new teachers, then your veteran teachers, and now your students. So tell us about all the good things at Tarrant.
So it's been exciting, the transition. My babies are getting used to me at Tarrant. So it's been great. Making sure that our focus is on the teaching and learning, but building those strong relationships. So that's been very important and key, making sure we build those relationships. I have my new teachers that are there, so helping to train them and to ensure that things are going as it should as far as the instruction, but going back to building that rapport and those relationships with students so that they can do awesome in the classroom.
And that really is key, and that has always been a focus of Hampton City Schools since I've been here for the past 6 years, is that social emotional learning, that SEL, and putting those components right into the curriculum.
Yes, ma'am.
Because as we know, students can be very bright, but they're not going to do some of them, unless they feel like, there is that relationship there. And it's not just a relationship with the students, it's relationships among teachers amongst teachers and with our families. So what are some of the things that are coming up at Tarrant this year that you're excited about?
So excited about working on our courtyard. We have this beautiful outdoor space.
Okay.
In the middle of our building between the cafeteria and the main office hall. And so it has not been utilized as much in the last few years. And so developing our courtyard to this outdoor classroom space, putting a couple of gardens in there, places where students can come, learn, eat, dine, our staff can come, and we can use that space for multiple reasons. So very excited about that.
Well, that's really great. Tarrant got a facelift a few years ago.
Yes.
So the building looks amazing inside and out.
It does.
The hallways, the classrooms, the media center. So that'll be nice now to also focus on the courtyard.
Yes, ma'am.
What else is going on at Tarrant?
So excited about things that we're doing. We're having a Title I night on October 16th. Where our parents will be able to come out and receive some information concerning student data, because it's so important for our parents to know how to look at data, to understand data, because we push out a lot of numbers to our parents. This is a SRM, this is their Lexile, these are the SOL scores, but really want our parents to have an understanding where their students are, and then giving them those resources so that they can put those things in place to ensure success at home and at school.
Well, and it's funny that you say that, because besides medicine, I think education has got the most acronyms, and we that's our world. So we just it rolls off our tongue and we keep going. And our parents or anyone that's not in education will say, what does that mean?
Yes.
I mean, they're so, like I just said SEL, but I made sure I said social emotional
That's
learning.
right.
Like, we've got so many acronyms in education. So you were born to be an educator from pre-med.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes,
So that's October 16th,
Yes,
and that's in the evening?
That will be in the evening, so that'll be at 6 p.m. at our school.
Okay. So again, Tarrant Middle School fully accredited without conditions.
Yes.
So that's very exciting. A lot of hard work going on there.
Yes.
Tell us some things that you've seen just in the last month going on in the classrooms.
So since the start of school, a lot of great instruction in the classrooms, a lot of student engagement. Exciting to go into a science classroom and see students putting the wires and connecting them to the light bulbs to see if it lights up, and then being able to articulate why it did or why it didn't. Going into our language arts classrooms and seeing students really take ownership of that writing, and understanding how to write. If they don't understand, conferencing with their teacher or going back to the information that they have, and then constructing their essays, taking ownership of it. I see them get up and move their numbers in the pocket chart. So super excited to go in there and see things of that nature in our math classes and social studies classes as well. I've tried to touch everybody, just so I can get a sense of the great work going on in all our classrooms.
Well, and really your experience is 20 years, 19 years in that middle school classroom. So you really understand instruction and that middle school student and that middle school concept. So that's really great for Tarrant.
Yes, ma'am.
Middle school sports, what's going on there?
Well, soccer is starting. So we start soccer games next week.
Okay.
So super excited about that. Stopped in one of the practices yesterday to see how the students were doing. So they're super excited. They stopped me in the morning when I'm outside in the bus loop with them. Miss Montgomery, my shins hurt, my calves hurt. And I said, that's okay. That's a part of the conditioning. You keep on conditioning, you all will be fine. So they're excited about it, and so excited to see them with the addition of soccer, because soccer is new this year for middle school.
Right, soccer's new, but we've had volleyball and is it basketball?
Basketball, yes.
Okay, and those will still be here this year. So this is
here.
just an addition as the soccer piece.
ma'am.
Well, very cool. Anything else that students might be participating in this fall?
So we've also started with the extension of the extended enrichment learning, which is bringing the academy experience to the middle school level. And so we're preparing for that. That should start in October, as well as our 21st Century program. that will start actually next week for students. And so giving them that time for enrichment, but supporting them in the academics so that they could continue to be successful in the classroom.
So a lot going on at Tarrant Middle School. A lot to learn.
Yes, ma'am.
As we wrap up, anything else you want to share with the listening audience?
So just super excited to be at Tarrant. I look forward to an awesome school year, allowing our students to come in and just feel a sense of belonging. Tarrant is their school. And so I want our parents to feel that way, our students to feel that way as much as our teachers and staff do. And so excited to bring all of the key pieces together so that we can maintain that accreditation, but we can continue to grow in other aspects at Tarrant Middle School.
Well, excellent. Well, again, I've had the opportunity to visit Tarrant twice already actually this school year, and there are great things going on. It's a very welcoming place to be for students and staff, and we're excited that you are leading that work this year.
Thank you so much.
Well, and thank you for being here, taking time from your busy schedule.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. Remember, it's easy to stay connected.